All right, can everybody hear me okay? Loud and proud, that's what I like to hear. All right, before we get this thing started, why don't everybody put your hands together and make a little noise for the Super Bowl champion, JV Buckeye Warriors. That's the first time we've gotten a Buckeye name on this trophy since 2005. So if it seems like we're making a big deal about it, it's because it's a big deal for the league. All right, real quick, anybody that doesn't know me, I'm RJ Baldwin. I'm the president of the Buckeye Community Midget Football League. We have Vice President Jim Dufour over to my right. They're putting a cheat sheet together for me so I don't forget anybody. We have our secretary, Michelle Barnum. Our commissioner, Chris Barnum. Our cheer advisor, Shauna Whitaker, who I'm pretty sure has been cheer advisor since we were in high school. Then we have trustees, Chuck, Foltz, Kelsey Cole, Larry Kalinowski, Jamie Hochschild, Danny Adair, David Moore, Kevin Serga, Rose Serga, and Greg, my favorite Wisdom. All right, before we get started with all the major awards, we got a few things that we want to talk about. And one of those things, I know a lot of you people in this room came out and supported our raffle this year. And we greatly appreciate that. The funds we make from that raffle are how we're able to keep this league going with new uniforms, new equipment, all those nice uniforms. I think we're the best looking team out there this year. And that might have been a little part of that Super Bowl championship. I'm just saying you got to look good to play good. Anyway, we did really well at the raffle this year. Michelle Barnum is the chair to that committee. She had a talk with her committee about the raffle and how we wanted to handle those proceeds. And she called me one day and said, RJ, I got a question for you. Don't be mad. Because that's often how she does stuff. She says, don't be mad. And that usually means you're in trouble, but this time I wasn't in trouble. She said, don't be mad, but I want to take a portion of the proceeds from this raffle and donate them to the Whitaker family. Those of you that have been following along know that we've been talking about it quite a bit lately because it's a big deal. Todd and Shauna are a part of our family, and we care a lot about them. Todd is also, I made the joke about Shauna being in the league so long. Todd's been around a very long time too, and even though he's no longer on the board, he still helps out whenever he can. And as you can see, he was here early tonight helping us set up tonight for this. He coached in our league for 8 years. He was on the board for 6 years, and he served as commissioner of the league for 4 years. So we wanted to do something special for him tonight. The one thing we did was we're going to present him with this plaque tonight. It says, thank you for your unwavering dedication and relentless support, and we appreciate all you do, and that's from the whole community, Todd. And Michelle has in her hands the check for the donation. Thanks to all you guys that helped us raise the money. We'll be presenting the Whitakers tonight with a check for $1,500. People often ask about why the C's in our name, and that's why, because we take the community seriously. And Todd is a very major part of our community. So thank you, Todd and Shauna. Let's give them one more round of applause. guy that you guys probably see a lot around the stadium for our games. Might not even know why he's here or what he's doing, but he's always one of the first ones there. He stays with us all day, makes sure everything goes well, fixes any issues that we have, and he's always very supportive and helps out in any way he can. But some of you guys probably just see him walking around with a cup of coffee wondering what he's doing. But he is a very important person in our league, and the community would like to recognize him too. If you could please come up, Mr. Cliff Murphy. Make sure everybody looks at him. See him and recognize him, because he's going to be around a lot next year too. Once again, thank you for everything you do, Cliff. Let's give Cliff a big round of applause. The first year I was up here doing this, I was really sweating bullets. I think it's coming a little more natural. I know my head's probably glistening a little bit, and I apologize for that. It's a little hot in here. The next person that we're going to talk about, I'm sure you all know, you all see him around, because quite frankly, if there's anything going on that involves the Edgewood Warriors in any way, he's most likely there. He was one of our loudest fans cheering during the JV Super Bowl. A lot of you might not know this, but we almost lost the ability to have our Super Bowl because of the weather. He came out and did the things he had to do to make sure we got to play the game on our home field, and there's no doubt that that had something to do with the outcome on Sunday as well. He moved around some stuff because he realized that the Super Bowl only happens for us once every 7 years, and I'm pretty sure the event he moved still hasn't been able to be had because of the weather issues. He had to push it off. So we definitely appreciate everything he does for us in our program as well. Please welcome to the stage, Mr. Steve Craig. Thank you for that.
The reason I was in the back is so when the mic died, I could go upstairs and fix it. I do want to congratulate you guys on an outstanding year, but I wish Cliff would have stayed up here with me, because I really have very little to do with this besides going through some schedules and kind of being the okay guy. But that man sitting there does above and beyond the call of duty for me, not only for this league, but for the high school. I have him managing about 15 different facilities and fields. And although he probably goes to home every night and falls asleep at 6 o'clock, his wife's nodding her head, he never complains to me, and just, he's an outstanding worker for me, and I wouldn't be where I am without him. So I do want to congratulate you guys. I think we're in a very good spot right now in our football program with the youth of this league and the head coach that we brought on staff. I think you're going to hear from him in a few minutes. I think we're in a very, very good spot, and we're excited about the future of the program. So thank you for this award, and thank you for all you guys do.
All right, Mr. Cray segued right into that next one for me. This is my, I believe, 4th year involved with the BCMFL, and no year has been as good communication-wise with the high school and what we want to do to make football a winning program from the ground up than it has been this year. Coach Pushko reaches out to people from our staff and talks to them all the time. He's got a plan for us, and we're really looking forward to the bright future that we have with him at the helm. So if you could join me, and I almost forgot, if you guys noticed that you actually had somebody not stuttering in the booth this year announcing games, it's because Mr. Butchko is a pro at announcing games, and he did that for pretty much all our home games this year, so we thank him for that. Please welcome to the stage Coach John Butchko. And also, before Coach Butchko takes the mic, I want to remind you guys to please pay attention when head coach is talking. And I also want to thank his daughter Lily for coming out and supporting us every Saturday as well. Thanks, Lily.
Well, thank you very much. In my first year here, I've met quite a few of you. There's obviously many that I look forward to meeting, as time moves forward. But when RJ, contacted me and asked if I would speak at this event tonight, irregardless of the success that any one of the teams had, this is what I have to do. I mean, it's not a chore, it's not a job. This is just that important. I feel as if I have to do it. To the young men and the young ladies, in the football and the cheerleading programs, congratulations on a fine season. I was able to see each and every team play, whether it was at home or on the road, and boys, the improvement you showed from the beginning of the season all the way to the very end was very remarkable and very great. And ladies, I think we were undefeated as far as cheerleaders go. I think we had better cheerleaders than everybody else. So you guys are both to be applauded for your efforts. I could be like you probably expect a football coach to be and come up here and give a rah-rah speech and we need to win this game, or a conference championship solidifies our value, and that's just honestly not how I feel about any of it. I wouldn't have gotten anywhere in my life if I didn't have a tremendous support system around me, whether it's my wife and daughter now, or as I was coming up, my parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, and my friends that drove me to and from practice. So boys and girls, the very first thing I want to tell you tonight, if you haven't told your parents in a while, if you haven't told your grandparents, your aunts, your uncles, whoever, make sure that you get to practice and your clothes are clean and all your stuff's in order, because if it's anything like my house, it's 2 minutes before it's time to leave and we're hunting and searching all over the place for things. Yeah, we got something going along with it. It's the same in a lot of other houses. But make sure that as often as possible, you're thanking those that are responsible for you. That's something I think that many young people lose the message that in my generation was taken for granted, that now we don't do that very much. So boys, girls, when you go home tonight, give your parents a hug, give them a kiss, tell them thank you, I love you, just thank you for everything. And I think that's a great place to start going forward with where I think this program should go. Secondly, in our program, and we have some of our players here right now, I know it's within the 30-day window where I'm not supposed to talk to them a lot, so guys, please don't tell on me, but we have a concept around ours. We not only want to be as good of football players and as good of athletes as we can be, but young men, young women in the BCMFL program, we also strive to be the best students and the best people that we can be. And putting forth your best effort in the classroom will not only help you, in sports, just by remaining eligible, but it will set up great habits as you go forward, regardless of what your dreams are for football or basketball or baseball or whatever else in your life, except Fortnite. This will really, really help you as you go forward in your life. Although I see they're now offering a Fortnite scholarship, which is completely foreign to me. That's the one thing that gets a pause. But I'm trying not to bore you to death with too many stories, but parents, players, who in this room has heard of Eddie George? The Ohio State running back, Eddie George. All right. And you won the Heisman Trophy, that's absolutely right. Who in this room has now heard of Keith Wilkerson? Okay, you two with your hands up. Who's heard of him? Slim, what do we know about Keith Wilkerson? No, we never heard of him. And the reason we've heard of Eddie George and not Keith Wilkerson, they were both recruited to Ohio State at the same time in the early 90s. Keith Wilkerson was actually the better athlete. He was faster, bigger, stronger, just all around better than Eddie George. You know, as they moved through their first year, their second year at Ohio State, Wilkerson had a little trouble going to class. Eddie George was a great student. You know, he ended up surpassing Keith Wilkerson not based upon ability, but based upon the availability by not being ineligible. And then we all know he went on and won the Heisman Trophy and you know, had a great career in the NFL, and now he's on TV and a successful business owner. But the reason I tell you guys this story is, you know, Keith Wilkerson was, without a doubt, the more talented athlete. But we got to hear about Eddie George, and he got to hold the Heisman Trophy and have the Buckeyes just this close to playing for a national championship because he took care of everything in his life and not just football. Yeah, football's been an amazing part of my life. It helped me, you know, if I'm being honest, when I was young, stay eligible and get good grades as a young kid. It helped me get an education, and it's helped me go all kinds of different places, and it's brought us together here. If I didn't take care of the important things, and not that football's not important, but it's not the most important thing in my life, just like it shouldn't be in yours. If I didn't take care of the important things, we'd have never met one another. And we wouldn't have the opportunity over the next 4 or 5, 6, 7, 8 years to work together. And that's an opportunity that's very important to me. It's important enough to be here on a Saturday night. It's important enough to announce your games. I want to build an appropriate coach-player relationship with all of you. You fourth graders will probably be at my house for the next 8 years since I have a fourth grade daughter. So we're going to get to know one another very, very well. Now, RJ mentioned before I spoke, and I promise this will be the end of it, that I had some plans for you. One of the biggest plans from now until the time next football season starts, and we're going to iron out the details, starting tomorrow. But for the players in the BCMFL program, we look to have sometimes when we bring you in here to Edgewood to work out with us. And then as the weather starts to break down, we'll start to maybe navigate around with throwing the ball around a little bit, working on some drill type things. So when the summer comes around, we have our camp, and then you guys break down into your team, we'll be ready to hit the ground running and really push this program at all levels to the next step on the ladder. Guys, I want to thank you for having me tonight. It's been a pleasure to watch you guys. Congratulations again to the champs, but to each and every player and cheerleader in the program, congratulations on a fine season, and I hope you guys stick around and come back out for football and cheerleading next year. Thank you again.
All right, we're going to get into the awards part of our ceremony for the young kids. If we could have the freshman cheer team, please line up at the bottom of the stairs over here. Freshman cheer team. Unfortunately, I believe a lot of them are sick and under the weather. You can just line up right there right now, girls. And then the freshman boys, please go ahead and line up right behind them. Now, one of the things that's greatly debated, it seems like it's debated year in, year out by the board, by the families, in general across the United States, really, when it comes to football, is a lot of people refer to these awards as participation trophies. But for me and the board and the coaches on our staff, we don't look at them that way. We look at them as these are trophies for the kids that came out in July, worked their butts off all season long in preparation for the season, all season long. The cheerleaders that worked their butts off and got better at their cheers and dances. And we feel like they deserve to be honored for their hard work. I think we're having a technical difficulty, but we're working on it. So let's start with our freshman cheerleaders. As they come across, they're going to accept their trophies. And then go down and pose in front of the banner, the Edgewood High School banner down here, and get your picture taken by Michelle, who I believe is in place and ready. So let's begin with Ariana Saunders. Ariana Saunders. All right, Natalie Vance. Lindsay McGeady B. She just wants to get off the stage right now. Get her lined up, there you go. All right, freshman coaches, if you want to come up on the stage, we'll work with Chris and Jim and get the trophies ready, and we'll bring them up one by one. You guys can hand them their trophy and
Freshman boys, I can and I will, that's right.
all right, let's start with number 22, Bentley Ott. Number 3, Bryson Sharp. Number 1, Mason Coy. Number 31, Luke Dykes. Isn't with us today. Number 45, Rockstar, Brock Chenault. Number 15, Zach Maple. Number 86, Charlie Hall. Number 21, Xavier Tisdale. Number 7, Logan Sergalis. Number 6, Kane McFarland. Number 8, Don Baker. Number 9, Bentley Baker, the touchdown maker. Number 10, Vincent Ryan. here today. Number 4, Jax Fenton. Number 26. I'm pretty sure there's not a freshman kid in this league that this kid didn't tackle at least one time. Blake French. Number 5, Mason Chorba. You gotta do the full lap, you can't only run to the fence. There's the floss. Number 44, Mason English. Last but not least, the Wizard of the Wood, number 83, Andrew Wisnine. All right, let's give the freshmen, boys and girls, a round of applause. Okay, as we get started with Varsity Red, I'm going to go ahead and announce the few girls that couldn't be with us tonight for various reasons. So let's start with Miranda Barnes. Riley Warren. If I say your name and you're over there, yell at me. We did the best we could. Cadence Kennedy. Emma Toth. And Riley Whitaker. All right, Madison Camplice. Isabel Shook Sacco. Leah Guyton. Elena Sabo. Kylie Wilson. Hannah Brunel. Oh, we missed her. She's not here either. Kaylin Stallings. Aubrey Camplice. Chelsea Raines. AKA Brad. Katie Cowles. Caitlin Neighbors. Kaylee McConkey. Jaylee Laughlin. All right, Varsity Red girls, after you get your picture taken, if you want to meet Coach Shannon outside, she'd like to see all of you before you go back to your seats. Not out in the snow, just outside the auditorium. All right, we'll have the Varsity Red coaches come on up. All right, as we get ready to start with our Varsity Red football team, I just wanted for everyone to take notice of Mr. Will Mogul. Down on the end is one of the varsity Edgewood football players. That comes out, there I am, that comes out, helps with the kids as a mentor. So let's give him a round of applause for all of his support. Number 12, Kessler Huffman. I lost my thought for a minute because as Kessler walked by, he just told his coaches, "Thank you for coaching me." Very nice, very nice. Number 13, Brock Foltz. Number 9, the killer, Wesley Keeler. Nicknames don't go away, Wesley. Number 24, Zane Osborne. Oh, he's not here yet. Number 17, Jackson Huffman. I think that was a Fortnite dance. Number 75, the Mohawk Warrior, Mason Thorne. Number 1, D'Angelo Sanchez. Number 88, Tanner Klein. Number 25, Zane Naylor. The Tootsie Roll. Number 7, Ben Easler. That was a firm handshake there, man. Number 84, Cliff Frazier. Number 19, Jacob Spencer, couldn't be with us tonight. Number 23, Christopher Squara. Number 76, Sean Forbes Jr. Couldn't be with us tonight. Number 8, Robert Walker. Number 55, Paul Seiler. not with us tonight. Number 5, Devin Sanchez. Number 2, Twinkle Toes, the Tiny Dancer. Lauren Standard. Last but not least, the always inspirational teammate, number 74, who owes us a dance when he gets up here, Manny Cooper. As we get started with the varsity grade cheer squad. Addison Ettinger. Emmeline Robinson Stuckey. Natalie Hauser. Reagan Bibler. Harley Cope. Harley Koch. I was corrected. Bailey Tempesta. Riley McCumber. Sophia Lacotte. Not here. Ava Keener. Chloe Clancy. Not with us this evening. Jocelyn Newbold. Not with us this evening.
Hey, start that. Don't think I won't make the boys run that song.
Eva Pfeiffer. Isabella Brock. Cindy Miller. Summer Matthews. Janessa Kosick. Sophia Fenton. Okay, also we'd like to give a special thank you to varsity grade mentor, Reagan Lasher. Could you please come up to the stage? Oh, she's already here. Super quick. And the coaches are going to present her with the spirit stick that they had all year. Thank you for all your support, Reagan. All right, varsity grade football. We're going to start out with the gentleman that's not here, the Mad Dog, Anthony Lewis. Number 42, Slim Reaper, Riley Baldwin. Number 5, Desarian Triplin. That was a firm handshake too, sir. I think my fingers broke. Number 16, Sunshine, Nate Trout. Number 5, throwing up the deuces, Dylan Phillip. Should be number 35. Number 23, Shady, Matt Wagner. Number 84, the Ultimate Warrior, Greg Helmbright. Number 25, Bees, Braden Hall. Also not with us tonight, the Little Giant, number 58, Eddie Farrar. Number 56, the A-Train, Alex Mulaski. Number 24, Hollywood, Robert Knox. Number 13, Matty Ice, Matt Morris. Also not with us tonight, number 7, Beast Mode, Hayden Deemer. And number 29, Ziggy, Zion Thomas. Number 9, Ocho, Michael Ochoa. Not here tonight. I wasted my good announcer voice for that one. He deserved it though. Number 11, the Sniper, Keith Moore. Number 40, Q, Quentin Gaines Jr. He's got a lot of fans. Okay, Lady Killer. Number 57, Buttermilk, Christian Tempesta. blindfold. Number 3, the quietest player on my team, always comes ready to play, Ryan Matthews. Number 92, Brock Sauce, Christian Brock. Number 55, Bobby Boucher, CJ Barnum. All right, let's give Varsity Great Cheering Football another round of applause. All right, let's have the JV. I'm sorry, wait a minute. The Super Bowl champion, JV cheerleaders. JV cheerleaders over to the wall. And now, you eager Super Bowl champion football players, go line up behind me, please. All right, as we get ready to welcome the JV cheer squad, we'd also like to recognize our Edgewood cheerleader that comes down and helps out with the girls, Miss Hannah Peterson. All right, we have a few girls that couldn't be with us tonight. We're going to go ahead and announce them real quick. Serenity Sears. Audrey Furtig. Sophia Rapaski. Ava Gonzalez. Chloe Quirez. Emma Biddle. Ella Forbes. Sarah Leonard. Gracie Perez. Ava Adair. Natalie Peterson. Mary West. Lila Aguiriano. I think I got it right. Brianna Carvaca. Avery Hart. That's a firm handshake. Emily Ford. Abby Dufour, Jelly. She's our cheerleader slash football player. And Destiny Cameron. We got a fan club. All right, on to the Super Bowl champion, JV Buckeye Warriors. All right, not here with us tonight, number 83, Austin Tobias. Number 72, Connor Biddle. Number 1, JJ Dufour. Number 12, Carlo Fasano. Number 26, the H-Bomb, Hayden Peterson. Number 34, pick this number because he knows all about the sweetness of Waller Payton. Willie Guyton the fourth. Number 24, J.R. Crooks. Number 32, the Ant-Man, Jesse Keeler. Number 6, Gavin Hiff. Okay, beast mode. Number 60, Dominic Hall. Number 17, Hunter Bilbrey. Number 99, Marco Polo Amico. Number 45, guess what, bud? It ain't getting said wrong tonight. Uriah Craft. Number 76, Denver Kessler. Double deuces, number 22, Mason Khalil. Number 38, Jay Bird, Jaden Luce. Number 19, Brian Bass. Number 21, Jeffrey Shalat. Out here with us tonight, number 31, Hunter Feaster. Number 81, Nathan Cameron. All right, let's give your Super Bowl champion JV team another round of applause. Our 6th grade awards, followed by our season-ending awards after that. So if we could get all the 6th grade boys and girls over to the wall, please. 6th grade boys and girls. Let's try this again. Please welcome to the stage, Chelsea Raines. Please welcome to the stage, Miss Harley Koch. Miss Katie Cowles. Miss Katie Cowles. Miss Katie Coles, 3rd time's the charm. Miss Addison Ettinger. Please welcome the next basketball star at Braden, Miss Leah Guyton. Please welcome Miss Elena Sabo. Our 6th grade girls that'll be moving on to Braden Junior High next year. A big round of applause. That's really loud, but somehow impressive. Oh, we gotta start off with a doozy right off the bat. The Lady Killer. Welcome, Mr. Quentin Gaines. Mr. Matty Ice, Matt Norris. Gonna miss you, kid. Mr. Sanchez. Come on back up here, A-Train, Alex Smolaski. When he's done talking. Alex Smolaski. There you go. Pays attention just like Joe. Just kidding, Joe. Christopher Squara. The sniper, Keith Moore. Looks super excited. Buttermilk, Christian Tempesta. Zane Miller. Ben Easler. Ryan Matthews. Kessler Hoffman. Frazier. Deuces, Dylan Phillip. You know why we saved you for last. Come on up there, Manny Cooper. All right, please give all our 6th grade boys who we will see next year playing for the Plains Bulldogs. A big round of applause. All right, at this time, if I could please get the freshman football and cheer coaches to the stage, please.
All right, the first award is going to be for the most improved. This was a really, really tough award to give to this freshman team. One of the stories I wanted to tell you guys is when I think of the most improved, I think about being a parent. And when you're a parent, you think about your kid's first word or the first time they rode a bike or anything that they did for the first time. Like, you're so proud of them because of all the leading up that they do. Okay? With the most improved, we as coaches got that feeling with 18 of our kids. 18 of these football players all improved so much this year that it was just so hard to figure out who was the most improved. And that last game that we had, it was a great game. So without any further ado, the most improved freshman is going to be Mason Coy. thing about Mason is his dad's up there. He's one of our coaches. And the thing with Mason is he's so quiet, he's so humble, that we forget his name sometimes. We don't have to yell at him. Unlike, some of the other kids, like my son, we gotta keep screaming at him. But yeah, very good kid. I'm very, very proud of him. All right, next we have the Lineman of the Year. The Lineman of the Year, all these awards were very tough. We had some really good linemen, and they all did their job tremendously, and I'm proud of each and every one of them. I was stuck between a couple of the kids as far as giving this award to. I think it was the last game, I seen this picture of this kid, and he literally was blocking two guys at the same time, making a hole. Like, it was just phenomenal. So we're going to go with Andrew Wisnine. The thing with Andrew is towards the end of the season, I wanted to switch it up a little bit and give other kids the chance to run the ball and to change their position, just so it would help them at their position. Like, I took the quarterback, made him the center, so he could understand that. Took the fullback, made him a quarterback. Took a running back, made him a lineman. Switched it all up. He busted his butt all year, and I wanted him to have an opportunity to run the ball. He's our lineman. And when I went to him and I said, Andrew, I want you to run the ball, he told me, no, coach. He knew his position. He knew that he could help the team more by blocking for his team rather than taking the ball himself. So that to me was it was just great leadership on his end. Thank you, Andrew. All right, the next one. This is for our defensive monster. This kid, from the first day, there was just something about him that just, he's the kid that you can coach, and you can tell him he's listening, and he's just phenomenal. When it came time to play on the field, he came up with so many huge tackles. And when I say tackles, I'm not talking just a little poop. I'm talking thump, and it was like, ooh. So with this, we're going to go with Blake French. I might be doing this a little backwards, but I want to introduce my coaching staff. I got lost here. The offensive coordinator this year was Steve Ott. My assistant coaches, Ryan Coy, Greg Wisnine. And then I had two other coaches that couldn't make it tonight. It was Jimmy Whitehead and Josh Goodman. All right, this next one's going to be for the offensive monster, and with having my offensive coordinator, I'm going to let him say what I'm doing. Right? So yeah, whatever this is.
How you guys doing? So, offensive monster. quarterback on those positions. So we wanted someone that was smart, fast, very coachable, and just an all-around good kid that was going to be able to lead his teammates on the field. Right from the beginning, you know, the guy that won this award not only was coachable, but he was just such a well-behaved, respectful kid. And to see him on the football field and to see him off the football field, it's like two totally different people. It's very quiet, reserved, like, but once he put those pads on and got the ball in his hands, he was unbelievable. You know, he carried out his faith so well, which opened him up for so many new players. We actually had trouble in the beginning of the season because once you score 2 touchdowns, you have to come out of the game. His first 2 possessions, the first 2 touches of what, 2 or 3 games, you know, touchdowns. He had to come out first quarter, you know. But I really can't say enough about him. Devin Baker.
One of the things I want to add about Bentley Baker here is most coaches, when there's like a snap fumble or a snap, there's a fumble at the snap, we're like, oh crap. With this kid right here, it was kind of like for us, like sit back and watch what he's about to do. He got so many touchdowns off of a play that was just shot, and he made something of it. And to me, it's like he can take, you know, chicken something and make something else chicken.
All right, I'm going to borrow the mic real quick from Coach Snall. As you guys know, at least those of you that were here last year, my favorite award is the Future Warrior Award, and we give that out to the boy on our team that we think is a leader, not only on the field but off the field, and someone that we think is going to continue excelling going forward at the next levels. This year, we decided that we wanted to do something very similar for the girls. As a cheerleader, what they strive to be when they get to high school is a warriorette, the head cheerleader. So this year we are going to hand out Future Warriorette Awards as well. So with every group we'll do the end of the year awards followed by the Future Warriorette and Future Warrior. Our freshman cheer coach was unable to be with us tonight. So for the Future Warriorette Award, please welcome Shauna Whitaker.
So this year we allowed the girls to vote on what girl on their squad they felt would represent BCMFL cheerleading, as well as, like RJ said, move on to cheerleading into high school and possibly become a warriorette. Our freshman cheerleader is not here. It's Gabrielle Matthews.
The Future Warrior, the way the Future Warrior is for us is that it's an all-around athlete when it comes to sports. It's the all-around student when it comes to school. It's respectful, it's leadership, all these things. The one that we nominated for our Future Warrior, he was the first player that when we tell him to take a lap, you know, the whole team's taking a lap, he would finish first, second, third, fourth, whatever, and then he would turn around and go back and help the slower of the kids to help bring them in. And if he wasn't on the field during the game, he was on the sidelines cheering. He was very much a leader, and I'm very proud of him. So Future Warrior is my son, Brock Chanel. You look at this one when we get home and take it back.
right, congratulations, boys and girls of the freshman team. If I could get the varsity red coaches up here, please, football and cheer. Please welcome to the stage varsity red head coach Chuck Foltz.
This was a really long season for varsity red. Right from the get-go, right at 5 minutes to taking our first pick in the draft, we lost 2 players right at draft day. We battled injuries all year. We had 2 broken hands this year, 2 broken arms, 3 broken arms. Shin splints that knocked down one of our linemen. So my philosophy all year as a head coach has always been one team, meaning next man up, meaning we win as a team, we lose as a team, we will discipline as a team, and we celebrate as a team. So from going from 23, a team of 23 boys at the beginning of this year, to finishing with, I think we finished with 17 boys that were healthy and playing football. So, a big round of applause to you boys for stepping up and doing what you need to do all year long. So with the next 2 awards, the first award is going to be the Most Improved Award. All of these awards are really hard to try to figure out because this award doesn't make that one player any better than his teammates. Because like I said, it's one team. One person doesn't win the game for you. The entire team wins the game for you. So with that said, I'm actually going to bring up my assistant coach, Kevin, to get the first award out. Kevin?
So a lot of the kids I've had the privilege of coaching multiple years through multiple programs. But to watch kids grow throughout one full season is remarkable. Not only does it come down to the camps, to the practices, to the after functions, to the games, and to what they provide to their team and the coaches see from each player. This year was very hard for Most Improved, and without any more delay, our Most Improved for Varsity Red, Cliff Frazier.
Very nice job. Our next award is going to be Lineman of the Year. And once again, it doesn't, everybody deserves everything. One team, and that's it. So, as coaches, these awards are really rough. Like, you want to give everybody. You really do. Unfortunately, that's not how this works. So, with the Lineman of the Year award, I'm going to hand the mic over to Coach Shannon Gradisky and let him take care of this one. Come on, Shannon.
first of all, this is my first year coaching BCMFL. Something I've always wanted to do, and I can't thank Coach Chuck for asking me to be on his team, so I want to give him a round of applause. You know, lineman is something that, you know, I never really done playing football, but as a running back, you can much appreciate linemen because you're only good as your linemen. They do all the hard work for you. You're just, you know, assistant in what you're doing. So we've had a lot of good linemen through the year. Everyone stepped up. You never had to argue. Everyone's ready to jump in. There is one lineman that stood out. You know, center is probably the hardest position as a lineman that I can think of. There's so much stuff you have to do. And for someone to be able to jump in when someone goes down and say, hey, we need a center out there. And someone to jump in and just go right out and do it is just amazing. So our lineman of the year is Brock Foltz.
All right. Our next award is going to be the Defensive Monster. And this could go to a whole lot of people. I mean, we struggled with a couple things, but defense was strong all year. No matter what, we knew our defense could keep us going, even if our offense was starting slow or stalling on some drives. We knew the defense, we could send the defense out there and they'd either come up with a big play or they'd go down really hard and get burnt, but they were always there and ready to go. So with no further ado, the defensive monster of the year, as far as us coaches are concerned, was Mason Thor. Now we move on to our offensive monster. Once again, another award that could go to anyone that played on the offense, any one of them. But this particular award and the name that's on this, this kid never complained. He never really wanted to come out of the game. If you did pull him out, he was kind of upset. And within 2 plays was back in. This kid I know ran his butt off. I seen him make some plays where I thought we were going to take a 10-yard loss and we turned it into a 12-yard game. Just a lot of natural mobility and talent with this particular kid as far as running the ball. So with no other further ado, D'Angelo Sanchez.
All right, and now to present our Warrior Ed Award, please welcome to this. Welcome to the stage, Varsity Red coaches that are over there, Ms. Cantrell and Ms. Guyton. And to present the award, Ms. Shauna Winfrey.
Rhett is not here. The girls voted on this little one, and I could not agree more with her. Emma may be our smallest cheerleader on the squad. She has the biggest spirit of all our girls. So for Varsity Red, Emma Toth is our warrior.
Okay, last but not least, Future Warrior of the Year. Once again, I feel to go to anybody on this team. But one definitely stood out to us coaches quite a bit. This particular gentleman, again, asked no questions, would play no matter where you put him. If you wanted him in the backfield, he was in the backfield. If you wanted him at quarterback, he was there. If you threw him out as a wide receiver, he was there. If you threw him right in the gut as a guard or a tackle, he was there. No questions asked. The only questions he would ask is if we thought that he could do this a little different and try to give some insight and a little bit of input. And that's pretty huge. So, our pick for Future Warrior, Wesley Keeler. Good job, Varsity Red this year. And for you that come back next year, be prepared to work even harder.
All right, let's give Varsity Red another big round of applause. All right, real quick before I go into my Varsity Football Awards, I would like to see Miss Natalie Hauser. Where are you at? Come up here real quick. Not quick enough that you get hurt, but quick enough that we can have a little chat. I'm not saying that you're in trouble, but you're in trouble. Actually, I just wanted to give recognition. If you guys came to our home games this year, you probably heard young Miss Natalie, as well as young Miss Emma Toth, who couldn't be with us tonight, singing the national anthem, and they did an absolute fantastic job, and we hope to see them again out next year doing it again. I just wanted to say thank you. It's hard for adults to get up in front of a large group of people and talk, let alone for a 5th or 6th grader to get in front of a whole stadium full of fans and sing. And they did a great job. I just wanted to recognize them for that. That was really loud. All right, going into the Varsity Gray Awards, the first one we're going to talk about is our lineman of the year. This young man came over to us new this year to the league and impressed us right away with his size, his ability, his strength. He did a lot of things right for us, made a lot of plays defensively, but where he really stepped up for us this year was on offense. To be able to float to any spot on the offensive line and block, and be able to step into one of the most important roles on the whole team, frankly for me, is the center, because I like to run shotgun a lot. And we saw a lot of good snaps out of this young man. So let's bring to the stage Mr. Deuces. Give him a hand. We're still working on Dylan to become a Bulldog. He's fighting us because he is from another community, but we were glad to have him this year. All right, next up, for the Varsity Gray football team, our most improved player. This young man, thank you. When this young man came over, he had never played football before. had a lot of natural ability, couldn't make a tackle to save his life. He was always in the right spot. Just struggled with wrapping up, but knew where to be and really had a nose for the football, so we knew that it wouldn't take long and he'd be making plays, and we were right. He ended up being one of our starting middle linebackers, and when you see how small this young man is, you're going to understand how impressive that is. So please welcome to the stage our most improved player for 2018, Greg Helmbrand. Who, by the way, is a very good wrestler, which is, I'm guessing, why he's such a good tackler. All right, our offensive monster of the year was not able to be here tonight, but I still want to talk about him for just a second, because this young man did everything we asked him to and more, and he did it while playing injured all year. We could see the pain almost every play, but we couldn't get him to stop. He had nothing but go in him. We had him sit a couple practices, and he got mad at us. He wanted to be out with his team. He wanted to be working hard despite the injuries. He struggled through the season. He worked hard, and we really appreciate everything he did for us. And I guarantee you're going to hear his name in the next few years between Braden and Edgewood. Beast Mode, Mr. Hayden Deemer. And our defensive monster. I don't even know where to start with this young man. Only thing I'm going to tell you is if there was a refrigerator next to me and I told him to run full speed and hit it, he would hit it. After he said, "Yes, coach." And he would probably knock it over and do some serious damage. He led our team in tackles this year as our other starting middle linebacker and was one of the most vocal players that I've ever coached. I had the pleasure of coaching him a little bit in JV for a year, and then I got him in his last year of varsity, and he's an absolute pleasure to have. I'm tearing up a little bit because I'm going to miss him. Mr. Matty Ice, Matt Norris. All right, and now to present the Warrior Ed of the Year for Varsity Gray, Miss Shauna Whitaker.
So where do I begin with this little girl? So when she started, she was probably one of the quietest girls to cheer. And if you still see her today cheering, if she's not on that field, she's still one of the quietest, sweetest girls I know. She is one of the first girls to learn the dance this year, and actually had to teach some of our 6th graders the dance. She not only rocks it on the field, she's always ready for practice, always ready for games. And I agree with the Varsity Gray Squad on who they voted, Miss Natalie Hauser.
We are going to look for another reason to bring you up here too. Just going to keep bringing you up, sitting you down, bringing you up, sitting you down. All right, before we go into my future warrior, I just want to introduce my coaching staff real quick. A couple of them are leaving, a couple of them I'm trying to get to stay. Mr. Tempesta. We have next to me here David Moore, Michael Tempesta, Chris Barnum, Mr. Mulaski, thank you for not punching me. And I think that's all that's here. We're missing 2/3 Lou Wiznine, Steve Deemer, Marcel Fleming. I think that's it. Oh, Solomon Thomas. Solomon Thomas. We had a very large coaching staff, and I'm thankful for all the volunteers. Trust me when I say we never didn't have enough people.
We never did not have enough people.
I don't think that was proper English. Is that what I said? There's a lot of stress up here, I'm just saying. All right, so the varsity grade future warrior. Just to foreshadow a little bit. This kid, for me, this award's always special because it means so much to me. It's probably my favorite award I've ever given out. A couple past winners I've given it to in the past. My first year at JV, it was Ryan Matthews, who I hope is still here. Because of his leadership on the field, never complained about anything, would do anything you want, was just a great coachable kid. Last year, the heart and soul of my team, Logan Mizak, Mighty Mouse. I don't know if he's here or not, I haven't seen him. He won it for me last year, and it's because of the heart. The heart and soul of a team is what you need. You need that person that's going to step up, be a leader, on and off the field. And this gentleman this year, he was a player coach. Because when a player did something wrong, he didn't confront them and yell at them. He told them what he did wrong, what they did wrong, and what they needed to do on the next play. Tearing up again. I've never given one kid 2 awards in the same year, and I'm going to break that streak this year. So please come back to the stage, Mr. Matt Norris. I'm going to make you stand up here in front of everybody for a minute, Matt. This kid has been special since he came into my life, what, 3 years ago? He's a leader on and off the field. He's a great kid that actually lives in my neighborhood, so I get to see him quite a bit. There's just nothing that this kid wouldn't do for his teammates. He's a great kid at school, and I can't wait to see the things he does on the football field next year. So thank you for everything you do, Matt, and good luck to you. The awards mean nothing. I just want to be seen and heard about. And he did make the 6th grade travel basketball team this year. So he's continuing to be a leader in all aspects. All right, without further ado, let's get the Super Bowl champion coaches up to the stage, please.
I can't say enough about this group of young men. We had a lot of kids first year, never played football. They just really came together from the beginning of the season, all the way through the season. They believed in everything me and the coaches were telling them. They've listened to us every week. They worked hard, and it showed on Saturday. I couldn't be more proud of this team. They just showed up every week and fought. They played 4 quarters of ball and never quit. Even if we were down, they just kept going. These awards were very, very hard. If it was up to me, they'd all get something, but we just couldn't do it. I'm going to start with our lineman of the year. And he's our center. He had 3 different quarterbacks at any given time, you know, from all different sizes. And we never won under center one time this year. Always pistol. Every once in a while they'd have a bad snap, but he always adjusted. If he was a little high, we'd just say, bring it down a little bit. And he would do it. And that had a lot to do with our success. We could get the snap off, we could get the play off, and do what we had to do. So our lineman of the year is Mason Adair. to do our defense at Monster, and we actually have multiple ones. Or no, we're going to do our most improved. This one was really hard too. We had a kid that I coached a couple years ago, did a really great job, really showed a lot of improvement this year. And then we also had somebody come over, first year playing football, was nervous at first, listened to everything we did, was very polite about it, did what we asked him to do, and he actually worked so hard that he was able to start on the starting line for offense this year. So our most improved players this year are Jaden Luce and Carlo Fasano. Our defense was pretty good this year. We only gave up 43 points all season long. We had 5 shutouts. They never quit. So we had what we call a 4-headed monster for defense. And it was hard to get up the middle on us. It was hard to get to the corners on us. Just anywhere. I mean, most of the time if we got scored on it's because Coach Leonard called an all-out blitz and they got around and just beat us a little bit. But other than that, they were pretty stout. So I'm going to just call all 4 of these guys up at once. Give me Denver Kessler, J.R. Crooks, Mason Khalil, and J.J. Dufour. Denver was pretty hard to get up the middle, and with JJ and JR in the corners, they couldn't get around, and Mason always took care of the middle. If Denver didn't get him, he was there to help. Good job, guys. An offense, like I said, we used 3 different guys at quarterback. We would run different plays. They all worked well together, probably better than some older kids do to get the plays off. We like to run a double reverse. And at times it was hard, but these guys made it look flawless. Because they kept rotating, and none of the 3 of them ever complained about he got this touchdown or I got that touchdown. It didn't matter. They just wanted to get the plays off and do it. So our offensive monsters go to J.R. Crooks, Mason Khalil, and J.J. Dufour.
All right, please welcome to the stage our JV cheer coaches, Becca Forbes, Jen Leonard, Danielle Adair, and mentor Hannah Peterson. For the Warriorette of the Year.
I know I'm a little biased, but I feel as though our cheerleading squad is the loudest and the greatest cheerleading squad ever. Woo! Now, I only have 1 award to give out for Warriorette. However, I have a couple honorable mentions. we had a squad of 19 girls. That was a lot of girls to teach how to be cheer ready and spirited, standing at attention. But anyway, we had one girl, I feel like, who had the most spirit and was loudest. And she was my daughter, Sarah Leonard. We also had two girls who I feel like had the most improved from beginning of the season to the end of the season, and I say that those are Gianna Corbacca and Ava Adair. Shaking. Okay. So, and cheer ready, girl who's cheer ready the most, I think, out of everybody, Natalie Peterson. So for our Warrior Ed, that's all of those in one package. I feel like our Warrior Ed really showed how to be a leader, how to always stand at attention when nobody else was, even when nobody else was. She knew the dance when not everybody else knew it and everybody followed her. So she's a tremendous leader, and we love her a lot and appreciated everything she did, and it goes to Destiny Cameron. Who has a humongous fan base.
Okay, for Future Warrior of the Year, the person that's good this year showed great leadership on the field, would get his teammates lined up. They weren't sure where we were going because we were just shuffling guys in and out. He would get them lined up where they needed to be. I watched him cheer on his other teammates when they scored. Just did everything that he needed to do. Always try to keep a positive head, attitude every time, and just worked hard and did a great job. So the Future Warrior is JJ Dufour.
Everybody got extra hands. Extra hands.
And again, I couldn't be more proud of the whole team as a whole. They worked well together. A lot of times they'd come running out onto the field, wouldn't know where to go, and like I said, he'd get them lined up and we'd just execute. So great job, JV.
All right, if the JV football coaches could kind of slide that way and make some room for the girls, I'd like to have the whole JV cheer squad to the stage, please. The whole JV cheer squad. Give us just a second here. Go ahead and line up the stage. Hey, Chris. All right. I'm not very biased, and I gotta say that these girls were very, very loud during the playoffs, during the football games, during the Super Bowl. They were loud and proud every every game. And we were so proud of the work they did on the sidelines. Unfortunately, I didn't see you girls during the regular season, but I know that you did the same work then. And our cheer coaches would like to present all of you guys, all of you girls, with a small token from the BCMFL. So just stand still for a second and we'll get them handed out to you. And then girls, if you could try to line up, stay lined up, single file, just like you are, and hold them in front of you. We're going to get our lovely photographer in the front row to get a picture of all of you together. Coaches too, please. Yeah, let's get that Super Bowl trophy out in front of you too. All right, everybody face the camera. Don't worry, Michelle takes like 100 pictures. Thank you, girls. Everybody outside, be careful. Now, last but certainly not least, your JV Super Bowl champion, Buckeye Warriors. Come on up here, boys. Did anybody hear me mention at the beginning that this was the first Super Bowl for Buckeyes since 2005? Once you gentlemen all have your banners and get a good look at them, make sure you turn around, hold them up in front of you so we can get a picture. And if we could, let's get the coaches either behind the boys in the middle or maybe sitting down on the stage in front of them. Make sure we get you guys all in there. You got a pretty big team, so we got to make sure you can fit in the frame. Mr. Adair, I believe the kids are too tall. You might need to jump in the front. That was not me that said that. Just repeating from the peanut gallery. Mr. Goodwin. Go that way, sir. There you go. Michelle moved back so she could get you guys all in the frame. Let's get over here like you like him a little bit. There you go. I promise you that Mr. Brooks won't bite you. There you go. Michelle, you got that picture? All right, boys, don't move. I'm not going to tell you guys what to do, but if I were you, I'd hold that up nice and high in the back row back there and get one with that hoisted up in the air. And let's make sure we keep that in Buckeye next year too. What do you think? All right, we have a special presentation by Coach Adair next. Boys, stay put. Boys, don't leave. Super Bowl ring. As they're getting those handed out, we will want to get a picture with them, hold them up afterwards, but as they're getting them handed out, as you guys exit, please make sure that you have all your garbage picked up. It is a privilege to be able to use this auditorium, and they have an award ceremony coming up, so we want to leave it cleaner than we found it. When you guys exit outside, there are cupcakes, chips, water for the kids, some snacks. Also, hey, before you leave, wait a minute, don't leave yet. Next Friday, the BCMFL will be participating in the Ashtabula City Christmas Parade. All the boys and girls, please come. You are welcome to come walk in the parade with us. We would like you to wear a practice jersey or BCMFL colors. Say in a hat if you have one. If you don't have one, Dollar Tree has them for $1. Also, December is elections for the BCMFL board, and we are looking for volunteers. Second Sunday of the month. If you think volunteering and being on the board would be for you, please come to the meeting. Manny Cooper, where you at? Come up front and the bottom. Stay on the ground, because there's going to be too many kids. All right, Manny, what do you got for us? You guys don't know how bad he's wanted to do that all year. Matty Ice, if you're still here, don't leave. Don't leave until I get a picture with you, sir.
We missed one more for the ceremony for the rings. This kid was there every game for us, and we thoroughly believe that he deserves to be part of it. If Logan B's happy to come up here, please. He was our water boy. He was our male cheerleader on the side, making sure all the guys knew what they was doing. He was couldn't have done without him. Come on.